it's Star Sisters Intuition. I hope you are all doing well. So for today's reading, we are going to be receiving some messages as to what your subconscious mind is trying to tell you. And this is because often, because our subconscious holds so much, it holds all of our memories, all of our experiences, our emotions, those kinds of things, it can become muddled over time, especially when we haven't dealt with some specific experiences and things like that. Then this may be past or present, it doesn't matter, but it can kind of cause a lot of tension if not properly healed. So your subconscious may be trying to tell you that you are healing versus there's something that needs to be healed. So that is a possibility too. But I guess it all depends on the piles and what they have to say. So here we have pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. So please choose whichever pile is calling to you. If multiple piles are calling to you, there may be a message that wants to get through. And please do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so some things may resonate with you and some things may not. But I really do hope that you can find something that can help you as you uncover your subconscious and help you heal on your journey. So without further ado, let's get into pile number 1. Hi, pile number 1. So you have chosen the clear crystal quartz heart. And just from you choosing this stone, what I can say about what your subconscious is trying to tell you is that because this stone is unmarked, it doesn't have any other colors, you may be having a chance to purify something, so to start anew, or to even clear up perhaps old baggage, so to say. But let's get into your card and see what it has to say. Here we have chance. So allow the sea to wash its chest of wonders ashore. You never know what the tide may bring in. Alright, so kind of goes hand in hand too. Allow for change to come in, and maybe don't be hesitant to allow your canvas to be made clear once more. It may be that maybe you're hesitant because it may be that your hard work or something may be leaving, but it's also what is coming in is a chance, like this card says, to purify things, to bring in new things, new colors, new imagery onto your canvas. And it may be that you like this imagery and you like this art far more than the previous one, and because you have learned so much, you're able to appreciate it more. So it may be a chance to explore your subconscious through having an open mind and through allowing new things to come in. But let's get into your tarot cards and see what they have to say about this. Okay, pile number 1, so I've gone ahead and laid out your tarot cards, and first you pulled the 8 of Pentacles, second the Wheel of Fortune, third the 8 of Cups, and fourth the Hangman. I'm seeing a lot of 8 energy here, and 8 is a number all about infinite possibilities and not holding oneself back, which is very interesting when we get to this card again of chance, allowing things to come in. You never know what the universe will bring to you. There is an infinite possibility. And what's also very interesting is that the Wheel of Fortune and the Hangman, both those major arcanas also connect very well to this card, because the Hangman is all about seeing things from a new perspective, shifting your perspective, because from what your current perspective, you are stuck, you are trapped. And this may be what one thing your subconscious is trying to tell you, is that you have so much with the 8 of Pentacles. You are abundant. You have a lot to offer to this world. But because it's all laying trapped inside with the Hangman, perhaps you need to shift your focus or shift your perspective to allow that wisdom, that abundance to come out. And perhaps it also comes from going with your conscious to your subconscious and embracing each moment, because perhaps you know that you have a lot you can offer. But with the Eight of Cups, it's kind of like the perfect thing at the wrong time. So, and that can lead to a lot of baggage and a lot of hurt, because what we think is so perfect turns out to not be so perfect, not because the thing itself is wrong, but because the timing isn't quite there. So it may be that there's something there that your subconscious wants you to find out. It wants you to shift your perspective and see, so that you are no longer feeling that Eight of Cups energy. You have everything you need and it's perfect, and the timing is perfect too as well. You're not left with a lot of emotional baggage, because as we can see, this woman's walking away from what is said to be her lover, and she's leaving these cups behind. So she's leaving a lot of this emotion behind with her, and that can cause a lot of hurt later down the road, because our emotional investments aren't working out. And then we have with the Wheel of Fortune, it's also about bringing in luck, right? With the Wheel of Fortune in its name itself. And with 10, which comes down ultimately to a 1, things are always shifting and things are always changing. Here in this wheel, right here, we have all of these little ancient markings, which people back then used to use to help navigate the seas. And now over time, we have stirred away from that, and we have, well, built upon that that technology, but we have new technology nowadays, and it just shows how things build upon things, you know, like how things change and evolve over time. So it's also calling you to shift your perspective and change that, because things as they are going may be running, but there's always room for improvement and always room for advancement. And you have everything you need to advance. It's just about allowing that treasure trove to come through, and that will happen by shifting your perspective and starting anew, purifying former like thoughts and maybe misconceptions and things like that. So there's a wonderful opportunity in store for you, pile number 1. So let's get into your oracle cards though and see what they have to say. So here we pulled Peacock, that right here. And then we have Firefly. So definitely a lot of guiding, a lot of lighting up, illumination, starting to see what you have. And with the Wheel of Fortune, also another thing I got, because it's underwater, it's kind of hidden from our view, because underwater it can be dark. So it's all about, with the firefly energy, bringing that light, lighting up your own path within yourself, within your subconscious mind, and allowing those things to come forth, because you never know what you will find, giving them an opportunity, giving them a chance. And interestingly enough, because fireflies light doesn't stay on for too long, with this card of chance again, you will have this opportunity. Something will be presenting itself to you. I'd imagine it's maybe a specific event. Maybe it's just you shifting your mind. So perhaps what you can do is start to look at things from a different perspective. And maybe you could just start with simple everyday objects, you know? Like I know some people will draw some things and then they'll write out what those things look like, just to expand their creativity and start to look at things from a different perspective. And that can really open up our conscious mind to then go in and work on our subconscious mind. And again, going back to the firefly, there is this window of opportunity that you have of illumination, but it will go away if you don't catch it, if you don't make the most of it. So I think that's what your subconscious is trying to tell you, that catch that moment, so that you are not left feeling like the Eight of Cups energy, or even the Hangman energy of being trapped and confined within your own subconscious mind when you have so much to offer. And funny enough, with the Peacock, coming right underneath the Eight of Pentacles, the peacock is very beautiful and very abundant on the inside. So it holds a lot of its beauty within. And like I've said, in your subconscious, there is an abundance of something. There is something you have to offer that is very beautiful. So the peacock is a very mature and very like steady kind of energy, and it's not held back by kind of like emotions like resentment and just to say, to summarize, it's not an energy that is held back easily. It is one that moves on, it keeps growing, it keeps thriving from the inside. And by growing and thriving and being pure on the inside, it is able to extend its beauty like the Eight of Pentacles. It is able to offer its beauty and showcase it to the world. And interestingly enough, I also want to point out both of these are air signs. So a lot of mental work here, and that is the opportunity, that chance to bring that, see that beauty within your subconscious mind, that abundance, and bring it out. Let's get into your final two cards. Here we have Take Note, or should I put this, I guess I'll put this right here. So your answers are being given to you. Quieting external voices and excessive noise will give you the chance to hear what is being offered. And then we have changing direction with ease. Put that over there. So this is a time for change, shape-shifting, or your soul's evolution. It is a time to reconsider what you are wanting. You may be in for a surprise. So a lot of surprising energies here, going back to the chance card. But first, let me comment on the Take Note card. So maybe what your subconscious is offering you, because it says here the answers are being given to you. So maybe what you will be given is in terms of like the firefly opportunity, is a chance to use your quiet time away from everybody and away from like everybody's noise, and even perhaps noise that you are creating that is just a distraction. It is a chance to escape from that, to get a new perspective and to start seeing what you have in your subconscious. So everything is there. The answers are within. It's just a matter of changing your direction, allowing that change to come in, to allow yourself to have that quiet time, true quiet time, not where you're alone but you're trying to distract yourself with other things. This is like literal quiet time where you are within yourself. And that may be why it's calling you to change your direction, maybe in where you're spending your time and how you are spending your time. And once you shift that, you will get a chance, an opportunity. Maybe even the opportunity will come before to change that direction and to finally go in and quiet everything else and allow your subconscious mind to come through. So pile number one, that was your reading. If you enjoyed it, please give a thumbs up. Subscribe if you enjoyed the channel. And please do comment down below whether this reading resonated with you or if you have anything else you wish to tell me. I would love to hear it. And pile number one, I'm wishing you the best of luck on your journey. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And then I can catch you in the next video. Bye. Hi, pile number two. So you have chosen the Aventurine stone. And just by you choosing the Aventurine stone, what I can kind of see that your subconscious is trying to tell you is, because Aventurine is a form of quartz, it may be that, and it's connected, this stone in particular is connected to the heart chakra or the Anahata chakra. Perhaps there is some sort of like repressed or negative emotions. There's something there that needs calming, that needs to be balanced, I feel, because this is what people use a stone for. Because you have, like, it's also like a sign of wealth, and I'm not just talking material wealth, but like wealth and emotions and happiness. So people who are trying to find that bring this stone into their life to try to connect with it because they want to see those same results. So perhaps that is what your subconscious is trying to tell you, is that there's something there that needs healing. But let's see what your card has to say about this. Here we have guidance. Find safety in your beacon's light. So with this guidance card, maybe you feel distressed. You are not feeling balanced and safe. There's maybe it's your situation, maybe it's a past event. I guess we'll see further into it if it has something to say about what it is in particular. But you have a light. Everybody has a light. So I think what it is trying to say is to find refuge in that light and to not leave yourself out in the dark. But let me get your tarot cards and we'll see what they have to say about this. Pile number 2, I've gone ahead and laid out your tarot cards. And the first card you pulled was the Star, second the Hierophant, third the Seven of Wands, and fourth the Four of Wands, interestingly enough. So first I want to start off with the Star. And going back to the guidance card, find safety in your beacon's light. The Star card is arguably one of the most powerful tarot cards just because of its meaning and the light that it radiates. So you have a lot of energy, you have a lot of light, and perhaps what it is, because this mermaid is calling, she is blowing into the conch shell and kind of like almost, it's like if you look at the clouds, it's like she's calling out to it. And it's guiding her to that star. And with the guidance card again, it may be that that star is you. You are the star. But there are, from what I see in the Seven of Wands, specific events that have held you back from having this exposure, from letting your light to shine and having this harmony. So perhaps in the past or even in the present, you feel like you are an outsider. Because here we have this man in scuba gear being confronted by like this group of mermaids. So obviously they come from very different worlds, but this one person is trying to explore this other person's world. So maybe what you feel like is that you've gone into unknown waters, you've tried to adapt, but despite your efforts, you felt like confronted. You feel like maybe things aren't working out and you feel like you're stuck in a corner, I guess is the what I'm trying to say. And now you're trying to make your way out, and because maybe you tried to stand out in the past, but you've been confronted by everybody else, and this may be like external judgments that have resulted in like you feeling like internally like you're in a corner. But I feel like what your subconscious is trying to say is that with the Hierophant in this deck is a scribe. So she is keeping tabs of history regardless of good or bad, enjoyable, not enjoyable, It doesn't matter. These things throughout history, these are stories, this is wisdom that is necessary. So those experiences that you've had in your subconscious, they are there. Now it's just a matter of you going through, reading over them, looking at them, annotating, so to speak, and understanding them. Because if you never understand them, you will never be able to grow, and maybe even understand perhaps what went wrong. Maybe your approach was not 100%. Maybe there was some sort of other external factor that is maybe still a problem that you have to deal with, or maybe even it's no longer a problem. And because you haven't gone back and assessed this in your subconscious, you are no longer stepping forward and no longer making that progress. Because obviously, again, going back to the Star card and with the Four of Wands, you have something very special. You have the opportunity to pave your own way, to be your own guidance, to follow your own light. like the Star card, and also with the Aventurine Stone to find that harmony and to find that safety within yourself, to no longer feel distressed and like maybe your heart feels like it's again confronted, and in the bad way, like not a good confrontation, but it's been confronted in like a surprising and very aggressive manner that needs healing, that needs you to go back and understand maybe what happened at that particular moment. But let's get into your oracle cards. So here, aw, here you have the Lamb card. So cute. And here we have the Oyster card. So going to the Lamb is an earth sign. So earth signs are very stable. And interestingly enough, because I placed it next to the Four of Wands, it's all about peace and patience. So the Lamb has what they say is that the Lamb brings a message to you. And it may be that what it is trying to be is symbolic of your subconscious having a message for you. And it may be even that perhaps it's even an external thing that somebody else will tell you, and there'll be a lot of wisdom in that. It'll bring you a lot of wisdom and a lot of insight to the point where you will have to go in, kind of like somebody saying, like, there is such a beautiful pearl within this oyster. All you have to do is open up its shell. And you may be like, no, I don't want to do that, like you're kind of scared, maybe because like you're in a group of people, maybe you have to be the first one to open up that oyster shell. You're like, no, maybe somebody else will do it, I don't want to open it right now, or whatever the case may be. But constantly it will be reminding you that there's a pearl in that shell, there's a pearl in that shell, open up the shell, open up the shell. And to the point where obviously you have free will, so you can not open up the shell, but it'll keep gnawing at you that there is something in that shell that is worth working for. So I feel like that is with the Lamb. I have a feeling that it's your subconscious telling you that there's something wonderful, but maybe for some of you it may be that it comes from an external source as well. That's an external wisdom that is coming forth. Then here, for your other tarot cards, here we have convey your meaning. So reflect on the way you communicate with others. Let's fix that. Okay, sorry about that. Reflect on the way you communicate with others and with yourself. Be sure to express your thoughts and feelings from your heart with respect and sincerity. So maybe even with the Seven of Wands, something that I'm getting is that perhaps even with yourself, you have not allowed yourself to reflect and communicate the way you've wanted to. So maybe a lot of your confrontations with yourself have been very aggressive and very emotional because you have not been speaking from your heart. With going back to the Aventurine Stone, you have perhaps been speaking to yourself very aggressively from your mind. So maybe your conscious has been speaking, but now it's a chance, you're being given a chance, or you're being called to speak with your heart, with respect for yourself. And that respect for yourself will reflect when you communicate with others, because you can't respect anybody else if you can't respect yourself first. And here we have let your personality shine. With the Star card, with the beacon's light, with the moon and the wands. It's all about letting your beauty and letting your energy come forth. So you have something. These cards are just no. You have something no one else has that makes you who you are. Stop comparing yourself to others and allow your uniqueness to shine through. So again, going back to the Seven of Wands, don't feel trapped and don't feel like you have to conform to a specific way, even if you have a different idea. Your ideas and you yourself are unique. So I think that may be what your subconscious is trying to tell you, is that you have the star, you have such a bright and wonderful personality, you have such wonderful things you can offer. But it's a matter of no longer feeling that confronted energy, learning through wisdom and insight, and finding that harmony and peace and balance. That pearl inside the oyster, allowing that wisdom to come through and not feeling bogged down. Let your personality come through. Find safety in it. If you feel like you are going, like you are unique, so you have a unique perspective, and if you feel like that is going against the norm, find safety within your own light. Keep an open mind and learn from it. I feel is what your subconscious is trying to tell you, pile number 2. So you have a wonderful opportunity ahead, pile number 2. You are so bright and so wonderful, and you have so much to offer. You're such a beautiful person on the inside. Again, it's just a matter of releasing this energy that makes you feel like you are an outsider or that you are wrong in some way. And going within and finding your emotions and those experiences and finding safety and comfort within your own self. So pile number 2, that was your reading. If you enjoyed it, please give a thumbs up. Do consider subscribing if you enjoy the channel. And if this reading resonated with you, or if you have anything else you wish to let me know, please do leave a comment down below. I would love to hear whatever you have to say. And pile number 2, I'm wishing you the best. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and hopefully I can catch you in the next video. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. So you have chosen the amethyst stone. And just from you choosing the amethyst stone, what I can perhaps say, what your subconscious is trying to tell you, is that there is something very deep and something very complex within yourself. And because the amethyst stone, its color is so rich and beautiful, that thing is also rich and beautiful as well. And the amethyst stone is often associated with the Sahasrara chakra or the crown chakra. So it may be that there is a want for expansion, there is a want for growth. But let's see what your card has to say about this. Oh, here we have determination. Okay, so maybe to reach that, because determination says don't be afraid of the rising tide, it will soon recede. So maybe in order to reach this, what your subconscious is saying is that have determination and keep that determination, because even though things may feel stressful right now, ultimately it will come back down. But let's get into your tarot cards to see what they have to say. Number 3, I've gone ahead and laid out your tarot cards. And I could have sworn I pulled 4 tarot cards, but I guess I pulled 3, so I'll be going with that. But the first card I pulled was the Six of Swords, the second was the Ten of Swords, and the third was the Tower. So interestingly enough, with the Six of Swords, it's also a card, and in this depiction, because this merman is sledding, he is going through many ups and downs. So again, going back to the determination, don't be afraid of the rising tide, it will soon recede. So there will be a lot of ups and downs, and in those ups and downs, you may feel like some sort of way about it, but sometimes you have to just push through. Sometimes conditions aren't ideal, and there may be things that aren't so favorable, but it's a matter of having that strength within yourself to guide and to move forward. And some things, like, it won't be perfect this ride, but it's calling you to enjoy as much as you can, even the ups, even the downs, everything, every aspect of it, to enjoy it and to, more importantly, learn from it. So that what I'm also seeing is that you can learn how to navigate where you are going through your experiences, through your wisdom, to identify what are the ups and what are the downs, and to be able to try to make your ride as smooth as possible. So the Ten of Swords here, the Ten of Swords is like the end. So there is nothing like there for you. So I'm feeling what it is that maybe the path you are headed down, there's just nothing there left for you. But it's necessary that you've gone down it. But now, because it's trying to teach you something, but now is the time for you to embark on another journey, to find something else. And why I say this is because the Tower is here as well, but I'll get into that more later. But going back to the Ten of Swords, there are some things that are done that cannot be changed, so to speak. And I'm not talking about in terms of your path, but there are certain things that just you cannot save, you cannot recover. So it's done. Maybe this path that you are down, now is time for change. There is nothing there. There's nothing left for you. Like this merman, he's done. Like his physical life is gone, and now his spirit is searching for something else. You can see his spirit is coming out, and it is going to move on. It is looking for new opportunities, because if it tries to go back into this path, this body, it's not gonna work. Like it's done, you know? It's done deal. And now what is left from this path is knowledge, is wisdom, is like a story that is being left behind that will be told to others. And even in this case, because we're talking about it subconscious, it's a story that you have, it's wisdom that you have now that will help guide you, so long as you choose to accept it and move forward. And it may be that finding a new path may be a little hard and maybe a little patchy with the Six of Swords and with determination, but with that strength and with determination, I guess is the word, you will be able to find a new path. And this path, you will have so much wisdom and so much knowledge gained from the past with the Ten of Swords. You will be able to be so much more successful and so much more happier. But it's just moving on. Even the Tower card, it's all about knowing and understanding that things change. Nothing stays forever. It's like you're lying to yourself to say it will stay forever. Everything breaks over time. And whether that time is a shorter amount of time, whether it's a longer amount of time, everything ends. With the Ten of Swords and with the Tower, there is something your subconscious is telling you to move forward from, to move on from, to not expect it to last forever. It has reached its time limit. So now it is crumbling, it is breaking down. Now is a chance to rebuild from the start, to build a nice, strong foundation so that whatever you have, your happiness, may last for a long time. But let's get into your oracle cards. And here we have the Spider card. Spider. And here we have Unicorn. Oh, so you got the unicorn. It's your magical creature. So you have so much opportunity. The spider essentially spends its life building a web that is strong enough to carry itself. So now is the time for you, I feel like your subconscious is trying to tell you, now is the time for you to start weaving in what you want into your foundation. Going back to the Tower, it's all about going back and rebuilding your web. So even though it may have broken the first time, it becomes stronger and stronger and stronger, and you're able to identify the areas where it has fallen apart and what has caused it, and you're able to adapt and change and move forward with determination. You're not fearing obstacles coming and trying to poke at your web. You're trying to understand and learn from them and become stronger, and also weave a very unique pattern. Spiders each weave their own different unique pattern based off what they feel is necessary and what will be the most supportive for them. So you have this chance, and it doesn't matter, I feel like, what aspect it is in. You just have an ability to web all of these different components together and move on. No longer cry over a broken web. You are going to be moving and changing and learning and adapting. I feel like that is what your subconscious is telling you. So the unicorn is such a spiritual card. So you have an opportunity to really start to create and to build your spiritual connections as well. Maybe it's calling, your subconscious is calling for you to open up those doors and to seek that guidance that will help you as well. The unicorn is a mythical creature. Some people argue they existed, some people argue they didn't exist. It's all based off interpretation. So that is also equivalent to our relationship with spirit as well. Some people believe in it, some people don't. But it's just a matter of you trusting. Don't be like afraid to let in spirit into your life, and to, even if you, I don't know, if you don't believe in it, but it's all about finding out what you believe in and finding out what helps you the most, what allows you to be the most successful, because it looks different for everybody. I don't want to exclude that, but it's just accepting your own power and trusting in yourself that you will be able to guide yourself. If not, if you don't think spirit will do it for you, it's kind of hard when we get into this conversation. It's very interesting because it's perfectly like portrays the unicorn card of, does this really happen? Does this really exist? And two, or even like multiple ends of the spectrum of, yes, it does exist, no, it doesn't exist, maybe it exists like in certain forms. Everybody's perspective is unique. So it's all about trusting yourself. If you believe in spirit and you trust in spirit, believing in that it will guide you to where you need to go, and that you just have to trust your intuition, and you need to have determination that you will build and weave your web, your foundation, stronger. There's no use crying over a broken web, like I said before. It's time to move on and build a new web, a stronger web. And then here we have shared inspiration. So, throw yourself into a new project, be willing to let go of time constraints and rules, and really be aware of whatever fulfills your heart. Then we have connect to source. Go within and discover what needs to be done. Sorry, let me put this down. Create the shift required to attract what you want. So this just perfectly ties into what I was saying before. It's all about going within, asking yourself those tough questions, and then figuring out what you need to do, how your goals, how your perspective aligns to that, in order to be able to move forward and no longer be stagnant. And with shared inspiration, what I feel like is that, don't be afraid of the ups and downs. Go after what it is you want. Don't be pressured by things such as time. Allow yourself to move forward with determination and happiness, and have your heart be strong. Interestingly enough, going back to Amethyst and Source and Unicorn, all of these spiritual, divine things, maybe it's calling you to connect to whatever it is you believe in, to connect to Source if that is what you want, and really find that happiness and that inspiration that will allow you to move forward. So, pile number 3, that was your reading. If you enjoyed it, please give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it, and please do leave a comment down below if this reading resonated with you, or if you have anything you wish to tell me. I would love to know. And I'm wishing you the best of luck, pile number 3, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye. Hi, pile number 4. So you have chose the cracked crystal tower. And just from you choosing this, what I can say is that you have your subconscious, your experiences, your wisdom is very unique. In each cracked crystal or a quartz tower, very long, but each has its own unique crack, which allows different sort of reflection for light. So you are very unique and you have very unique perspective. So maybe what your subconscious is trying to tell you is to embrace that. Maybe you're already embracing it, so to continue embracing it, or to start embracing every part of you, even though it may seem like, oh, it's a crack, oh, I need to buff it out. It has something beautiful in store for you. So you can see it's shaped very well. The structure is very well for this tower, but inside so intricate and so beautiful when you look at it, and so unique. So keep it that way. and just allow yourself to mold your foundation and to have that smooth, but inside, within yourself, you are very unique. And also, this tower is also connected to all of your chakras, so it may be allowing that flow to happen, that smoothness to go through. But let's see what your card has to say about this. Here we have choose wisely. Be discerning. You don't have to keep everything in your net. So again, I think it goes back to maybe your subconscious trying to tell you that there are maybe some things that you need to buff out. There are some things you need to release and let go of. Don't allow your identity to go with that and your uniqueness, but that's why it comes down to choosing wisely what serves you and what doesn't. I feel like that's what your subconscious is trying to tell you to discern between what is helping you and what is not helping you. And you don't have to feel obligated to keep those things if you feel like it's not serving you. But let's get into your tarot cards and see what they have to say about this. So, pile number 4, I've gone ahead and laid out your tarot cards. And first you pulled the 5 of Pentacles, second we have Justice, third the Page of Pentacles, and 4 the 9 of Wands. So I actually was attracted to starting with the 9 of Wands because the 9 of Wands, a deceptive card, like some things may look like calm when it's really hectic, and some things may look really hectic when you can find calm in it. So what this card is trying to tell you, maybe what your subconscious is trying to tell you, is that it's all about being aware. Be aware of where you're walking, what you're walking towards, and also keep aware of your own personal kind of like disposition. How are you feeling? Because what is allowing you to feel calm and collected versus what makes you feel hectic and chaotic? Because even if we find true inner peace, it doesn't matter what environment we're thrust into, we will adapt and we will find a way to maintain that calm and maintain that awareness of everything that is going on. But in order to get to that stage, we have to learn adaptability. And it also comes down to learning oneself and what makes you calm and what allows you to feel quiet on the inside. And through that, you will be able to navigate even the hectic parts of life and find that peace. And maybe with choose wisely, it's also about seeing ahead as to what is going to help you and what is not going to help you. Obviously, we cannot plan for everything. So ultimately, it comes down to ourselves, is what I think your subconscious is trying to tell you, is that you need to be ready for anything that comes your way, because not always in life are our external environments ideal. Sometimes we're thrust into some pretty rocky places, and sometimes we're thrust into some really nice calm places as well. It's just a matter of your choice, what you choose to do in those environments, choosing wisely so you can find the most peace and the most calm and not overburden yourself. Right? The 9 of Wands, it's a lot. So it's all about moving away from taking on too much and just learning about yourself. I feel like during this time, what your subconscious is trying to tell you is to go through kind of like a self-adventure kind of journey, I guess, like a journey of self-discovery is what I was looking for. But let's get into the 5 of Pentacles. So the 5 of Pentacles is when we need to kind of shift our perspective because something is being given to you. In this case, in this card, it's kind of like this mermaid is offering this guy these pentacles, these glowing pentacles. They are the solution to his problems. They are what can help him stop becoming distressed. But because he's so caught up within his own self, in his own mind, in his grief, He's not able to see this beautiful thing that is being offered to him. And even around him as well, there's such a beautiful scenery. He's missing out on it because it goes back. I feel like what your subconscious is saying is to be aware of your environment. Don't feel caught up in your own self to where you miss out on an opportunity or a solution to what is holding you back. Your mind can be your greatest friend or your greatest enemy. In this case, it's his greatest enemy because it's preventing him from seeing this wonderful opportunity. So now going to the Page of Pentacles, the pages are all about bringing in. So what it may be trying to tell you is that you have an opportunity to bring in this new childlike energy with so much, with the rainbow, with the shiny, with all these colors and stuff, to bring in this new expression. And this, because rainbows are associated with joy and purity. After it rains, there's a rainbow. So it's signifying like after the clouds part, there is new beauty to be found. So I feel like what it's telling you is to bring in creativity, to find light and joy in all different environments, even though it may seem hectic. Try to, with justice, try to balance yourself in that environment. So it's all about balance. It's all about finding that playful, joyful energy. Your subconscious has it. It's all just a matter of bringing it forward. So let's get into your oracle cards. So here we have the dragon. So dragon is part of spiritual, and then we have mouse. Very polar energies. A dragon is said to be very big. A mouse is very small. So again, going back to balance, going back to adaptability. There may be times where you need to know when to see, when to awaken, when to bring that dragon-like energy in, and really start to, because this card is associated with seeing, right? We have the dragon's eye. Start seeing within yourself. Start working within yourself to overcome these feelings that may keep you overwhelmed or burdened, and to start adapting. But in order to adapt, we have to first work within ourselves and learn what it's like to be within ourselves, to control ourselves, our emotions, our mind, and then we will be able to bring those different kinds of energies outwards as well, because we have worked inside and allowed for our own expression. And also, because the dragon is associated with power and transformation, it's all about no longer fighting the environments that you're put into, but adapting to them and seeing them for what they truly are. Seeing the ups, seeing the tiny things, seeing the big things, and then trying to balance those things within ourselves as well. So even though you may be in a hard environment, it's all about allowing spirit to guide you, or whatever you believe in, to allow yourself to be guided forward. And remember that you don't have to take on everything. You don't have to burden everything. You have choices, you have options, and it just comes down to choosing wisely what you can kind of burden at that particular moment. And with the mouse, I feel like because the mouse is tiny, it's all about looking at things, at even the tiny things, the small things, looking at the details, because those details, seeing those details, will really, really help you out in seeing how you can adjust and adapt. I feel like that's what your subconscious is telling you, because maybe you've shouldered so much in the past that you've felt like you couldn't say no. And because of that, you missed out on a lot of the small details and a lot of the nitty gritty that prevented you from being happy. So it's all, again, going back, your subconscious, I feel like, is telling you to choose wisely what you shoulder, to allow, even in the hardest of times, to allow yourself to be guided forward, to find and bring that balance within yourself. No longer let your mind be your own enemy, but to be your friend, so that together you can overcome any environment that you are put in. Then we have leaping through the air. So a plan you have made is on track. If you're waiting for something, get to work and stop putting off ideas or projects you are considering. And then here we have total submersion. So don't be afraid to totally immerse yourself in a project, interest, or goal. Give it 100% of your energy, and you may find what your life has been lacking. So maybe it's true, going back to these two cards, you're on a journey, you have some sort of destination in mind, but maybe in the past you haven't, or even present, you've chosen other things over what you want. But now is the time that if you really feel like there's something you are passionate about, to just go in and take a deep dive, submerge yourself within it, and don't fall back because of pressure. Maybe you've taken on other responsibilities. Obviously, some responsibilities we have to take care of, but there are others that we shoulder that we don't necessarily need to. And then with leaping through the air, again, it's all about putting that work in and making a plan. Maybe you already have a plan, so it's just about submerging yourself completely within it, and not to the point where you ignore everything else, but in terms everything's kind of like separated, in your own work life, to go forth in that. And obviously don't neglect your other responsibilities, but it's just a matter of using the time that you may have otherwise put towards something you're not very interested in, towards what you are interested in. I feel like that's what your subconscious is trying to tell you, pile number 4. You have so much ability to adapt, to find inner joy, peace, and happiness with the Page of Pentacles, and so much spirituality as well with the Dragon's Eye. I am wishing you all the best, pile number 4. If you enjoyed the video, please give a thumbs up. Do consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoyed it. And if this reading resonated with you, or if you have anything else you wish to tell me, please do let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear it. And pile number 4, I'm wishing you the best. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I can catch you in the next video.